Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Bulls.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. He'll start at the 4. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he shows off a little footwork, winding his way for a run of 8.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And movement up front. And that's our first time tonight to check in with our referee.
Let's go now. 79 Broncos, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
He'll look to throw. This will be intercepted by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Bulls are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, with this guy might lose a little bit, Mike, as he gets long in the tooth. He certainly makes up for it in experience. You're not going to be able to do a lot of things to trick him on the back end. He reads this play right from the jump, makes a great break on the ball, and if that ball hits his hands more times than not, it's going to be a takeaway.
They'll give it to Etienne to start this drive. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
2nd down and 8. They'll run it once more with Etienne. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So we are through 1 on Sunday Night Football. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Complete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down. Shaheed in motion. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he cannot get the throw off. He's going to be sacked. And they will turn it over on down.
So as an offensive coordinator, you have to have answers for what the defense throws at you. And in this case, your quarterback is sitting back there. He has nowhere to go with the ball on fourth down. He ends up taking the sack, and now your drive is over.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. And this will be incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. Wow, it wasn't for lack of effort. He tried every which way to elude the defense, but he was outnumbered. They finally got him down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of yardage.
This ball carrier just didn't want to go down, and this defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting, but finally when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
Seven Pirates.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. That's complete to the rookie first-round pick. First reception for the man who enters the week as the NFL's leader in receiving yards. This one, good for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And before the snap, we have a whistle, and this could very well be a false start. Here's Gibbs. Whoa! Good recovery after the penalty. He's back within a couple of yards of that first down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Ready.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. Now he'll swing it out to his fullback. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
I'm not sure how many guys grow up wanting to be an NFL fullback, Mike. They don't get the ball a ton. They're used to do all the dirty work. But in this case, this guy's showing off. Hey, coach, you get the ball in my hands. I can do some things.
Got it. Ready?
He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
On the handoff, this is Gibbs. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down. Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll go with the sneak.
Pretty simple here, Mike. Every team, they have this sheet up in the box. It's their own analytics telling them when to go for it, when not to go for it. And in this spot, their metrics say go for it, sneaks the call, first down.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have 1 remaining. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
Now this time they'll look to throw. There he goes again.
He tried to buy all the time he could, but when he saw that space, he quickly turned from thrower to runner, and he's able to pick up a nice gain on 1st down.
Here's 2nd and 2. On the ground, this is Gibbs. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a 1st down. Here's Gibbs, and he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Backed up to the 3, it's 2nd and goal.
Cowboy 80. 70 Lions. Cougar 19.
Now whistles here, and a penalty. Looks like somebody moved early up front. The task a bit tougher as they face 2nd and goal. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium is counting on.
Come on.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Nothing better than a big man touchdown the defensive lineman comes up with a pick six. Celebration time for the guys up front.
Yeah, Mike, and you can always see which guys have a little running back in their pass, because this big guy, when he got his hands on the ball, he was not being stopped until he found himself in the end zone.
Extra point up and good from Moody. And the Condors will get out in front 17-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. And he finds some daylight up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7. Second down and 3. Shaheed in motion. They'll throw out of the gun. That's going to be intercepted. And he's going to be out of bounds, but he has his offense set up in great field position inside the red zone.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback, because this defense, they're onto you. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7.
Ready.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Third and a yard.
Hawk 70, Hawk 7. Ready.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Condor. 2 more touchdowns for him here. Now 19 for the year. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10.
Let's go now.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The ball's out. The defense has it. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. And a deep hole gets even deeper. This has been one-sided right from the start, and this first half nightmare continues.
In a league, Mike, where we see so many close games and there's such parity, every now and then it just seems one team is just clearly dominant, clearly in control of a game, and so far in this first half, that's what's unfolding in front of us. We'll see if they can get back into it in the second half, but up until this point, this team is in complete control.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. To the air now on 1st and 10. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Now they'll set up to throw. That one knocked away and incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. He's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. He lets one go, looking for Shaheed.
You know, Mike, there's a lot of coaches out there who believe that an aggressive style of offense is your best chance of winning. Now, this takes it a little bit to the extreme, but I think this is something that we're going to continue to see as this game unfolds.
Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That is brought in at the 10. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Condor.
You know, there's so many key factors that allow a play like this, Mike, to have so much success. And, of course, like anything, it starts with the quarterback being accurate. It's such a big part of NFL football right now is the run after the catch. But the accuracy of the ball allows the receiver to turn into a runner after securing the catch. So great job there by the quarterback, and then sometimes it's just a foot race to the pylon and speed kills, and wide receiver gets the ball, secures it, and he does the rest.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half, and the kickoff's coming their way. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. He'll drop to throw. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick 6 for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick 6.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Right back to the air following that pick six. That's deep for Olave. Now right on the heels of the pick six, he is intercepted. And the Condors will take over possession here at the 44.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. A ball deep for the end zone. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Zay Flowers. Touchdown, Condor.
These are the plays that when you look back, Mike, they ultimately decide the outcome of the game. There's no time left on the clock. All they're trying to do is take a shot into the end zone. You've got to get depth. You've got to have guys that can go up and high point and compete for the ball. And you've just got to knock this ball down and go into halftime.
And the kick is good. So what a finish to this first half as they extend the lead.